Kangs, queens, and in-betweens. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Hey, loves. How y'all doing? Good. I've just been sitting here like this for the last 15 minutes, staring into nothingness from nervous system exhaustion and dopamine chasing. I wanted to talk about something that came up today, and that was age or aging, um, and how, for most people, it just generally sucks. And I think I just wanted to offer a different perspective. Aging is not the problem. Holding on to old programming that no longer suits you during the aging process is the killer. And especially in the queer world, sometimes you'll hear gay death is 30. That's crazy to me. 30 years old to begin your decline. I just turned 39 this year, and just now, figuring out and learning who I am. Yeah, it's holding on to old programming. I'm not good enough. I need to be better. I gotta be perfect. I gotta please this sky daddy who's looking down on me and the whole world and saying who's right and who's wrong and who gets to live and who gets to spend eternity in hell. And is everybody else okay? Once they're okay, then I can worry about myself. As a young child, we believe I can do anything. Then we reach an age where the adults in our life program us to believe that we have to be a certain skin color to do something, or a certain political party to do something, or a certain religious belief to do something, or have a certain amount of money to do something. It changes from I can do anything to I can only do it if. And holding on to that ages you and ages you poorly. Who we are is invincible. We can do all things because what's inside of us is capable of all things. It's only our belief that we're limited that blocks that energy from being able to heal and protect and help us prosper. You know, the fountain of youth is tapping back into the feeling of our youth and not saying every morning, oh, this ache, this pain, this job, this relationship, and just the problem with aging is not aging. What we don't like is the energy that we practice for much longer than is necessary. Time does not stand still. Time, the human construct, is forever progressing. So when our habits and our thoughts and our ideas and our beliefs don't also progress, that's what causes the pain in our bodies and the gray hairs and the aches and everything that modern society associates with aging comes from that. Start believing in yourself again and stop doubting yourself. We are capable when we believe we're capable. That's where our strength comes from, the belief. Our weakness, our fragility, our forgetfulness, our cancers, our ulcers, our depression, it all comes from improper belief systems. So when we can work on that, aging will be fun again. Because with aging comes experience. It comes new perspective. With aging comes the possibility for opportunities. Everything comes with aging. When we're young, we want to age. And then as soon as we age, we try to stop it or slow it down. It's because we're holding on to the wrong ideas. But anyways, just give that some thought and then back to the video. Love you. If you do this, I will feel loved. If you do this, I can love you. I will feel attractive. I find when anything I need to feel, there's no outside force that can make me feel that if I don't already feel it. I can feel it, and then once I feel it, the universe will send me evidence that that's how I feel. That's what falling in love is. When you feel a certain way, the universe lines you up with people that give you evidence of how you feel about yourself, and you follow. And then, that's also why you can end up with liar after liar after liar, or narcissist after narcissist, or all the different labels that we give bad relationships. When the reality is, how do you feel about yourself? What's the dominant energy? And then the universe, you feel one way about yourself, and then you say, I want a relationship. So then the universe is going to send you people that mirror the way you feel about the relationship you have with yourself. Labels. I have masked for a long time. Long time. So much so that determining who I am has been a major challenge, because day by day, it seems lately, uncover this is not you, this is who you put on to be acceptable here. This is not you, this is what you say to sound like you belong here. This is not what you like, this is what you pretend to like so that you can be included over here. Even with my singing voice, I recognize that the fear that I hold on to in my life says, you're not good enough, or your voice isn't good enough. So mimic the voice of the songs that are already popular when you do covers. Mimic their singing style, because people already like that, so they'll like you. So that's the fear part. And then the masking part is I'm probably really fucking good. And being good at stuff makes you different, makes you stand out, puts the eyes on you, and sometimes it makes others uncomfortable. And I've noticed that reoccurrence in my life of ways that I dumb myself down because I desired to be liked, to be accepted, to fit in. Because we're taught fit in, especially in a high control group religion. Hey, this is what we do, we don't do that. This is how we do it, this is when we do it, this is where we do it, this is who we do it with, this is the way. And when you are someone, when you're someone that's tuned in to the universe, or at least you feel like you are, and you recognize it at an early age through your imagination, through deja vus, through being able to sense things, sense energies, sense when things are okay, sense when things are not. I haven't yet uncovered any specific instances that may have went so wrong through like bullying or punishment or whatever that maybe made me mask harder. I have not uncovered that yet, but just small things like being really smart. I think I was the only, in my kindergarten class, the only kid who could read. The only kid. And so my teacher had me read in front of the class. I think my dad actually pushed for that to happen. So I read my book in front of the class, and then, I don't know, I kind of remember being like, feeling like they were, like kids were like, oh, how you can read, huh? Like, all we want to do is eat crackers and red Kool-Aid, and and so it's kind of like an outcast type thing. And then, I started playing piano at a young age, and I was in the talent shows playing piano, and I did well. And in high school, I won the singing, the talent show in my senior year. And when I first started listening to Spanish music, I picked up the dances really well, and I was good at it. And I used to be able to draw really well, and I pick up languages really well, and I sense it. So just doing a lot of things really well, and then trying to talk about it or discuss it or engage with others who are like me, and often it falls on deaf ears that are either, not deaf ears, but ears that are programmed differently or born differently, and don't really understand what I'm trying to say. And then it's like, oh, I'm lonely. And so then I started changing who I was. I don't like, let me rephrase. It's nerve-wracking for me to get up on stage. I love karaoke, and not so much lately, but for a while I was doing it, 3 or 4 times a week. And it's like, it was a way for me to shake my nerves, but also, in a way, it made them worse, because it's like, okay, well, yeah, I know people tell me I'm good at singing, but if I believe that, am I gonna, get a big head about it, or, is it gonna ostracize Is it gonna put me on the outskirts of people? Or I don't know why I think like that. Don't ask me. That's I don't know. I can't afford therapists. But it's like, it's like superheroes. They feel like they have all these things that they can do better or faster or smarter than everybody else. But then they notice that, sure, you can save a couple people and do a couple party tricks and everybody loves you, but then the more they hang around you and realize that they can't do the things you do, then they start hating you and blaming you for, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Well, if you can do this, why couldn't you do this? And then it's like the attention kind of switches. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm going through so many thoughts. I've lost track of what I'm trying to say. Anyways, if you did make it this far, you the real one, because I probably would. My ADD would have been like, nope, bitch, get to the point or I'm gone. And there goes my battery. So I love y'all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Love yourself. Even when it's hard, it's when it's most important. When it seems the hardest, it's because it's the most important. And all the excuses for why we don't love ourselves, excuses are nails in coffins. I don't because. If you say, I don't love myself because, whatever comes after because doesn't really matter. You've already identified the problem. I don't love it. The reasons why don't necessarily matter, because then if you're me, you get caught in this cycle of when did it start? Why did it start? Who made it start? Why? How can I fix it? What do I need to do? And the issues outweigh the vibration of the solution, because all of my focus is on why do I hold this fear? Where did it start? When did it? Balance needs to be had. While it can be helpful to understand how a trigger started or where it got started, also in some part of the healing journey, trying to get to the starting point to start over is a waste of time, because it only makes the journey harder. Because it just, I know why, but if I try to say why, it'll be a 72-minute video. It just makes it harder. So sometimes the course of action is to say, I will no longer say I don't love myself because, and I will look for reasons to love myself. And if I can't find them, I'll create them. I will do something and say, ordinary people. Not everybody would have done that. I did. I love myself. Good job. So it's love more. You can be more. If you can be more, you can achieve more. Love more, be more, achieve more. So anyways, y'all have a fantastic night. I'm starting to see roaches crawl around on the ground, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm gonna go ahead to bed. Thank y'all for listening. See you next time.